You just met someone that you really like and everything was going smoothly up until the point where you became clingy and needy. So what happened? What's going on, my beautiful people? This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about why you become clingy in relationships. Thank you for sticking around. If this is your first time viewing me, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button and ringing that bell so you're notified for all the newest coaching content. Before I get into the content, the quickest way to get into contact with me is to reach out to me on my website at www.fruitfulseeds.com. All those links are in the description below. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why you may become clingy in relationships. If you guys have seen my catalog here on my channel, then you know that I specialize in attachment style theory, how to manage your attachment style, how to heal your attachment style, and how to navigate relationships with people who have other insecure attachment styles. And I want to go ahead and read a quote for you guys I wrote on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, the handle is I am Coach Court. And the quote goes, "Time doesn't necessarily heal all wounds, especially if the time isn't being used for reflection, re-narration, and recovering." The reason that I wanted to talk about this specific topic is because whenever someone becomes needy, clingy in relationships, it's usually because they have an insecure attachment style, whether that may be fearful, avoidant, or anxious, preoccupied. For me, going through my relationship experiences, I struggle with insecure attachment that is called anxious preoccupied. So as an anxious preoccupied, early on in childhood, before the age of 7 is from what I've studied, I was most likely not given some type of certainty as far as like consistent attachment to a loving adult, whether it be father or mother. My dad went to the military at a very young age. I was 3 years old. I can remember it like it was yesterday, which is so interesting because typically you don't remember certain things that happen to you in life. So I ended up with an anxious preoccupied attachment style. My mom, and I was a mama's boy, I really attached to her. I would cry every time she left the house, when she dropped me off at daycare, when she dropped me off at school. Looking back, it's kind of embarrassing, but I am who I am. And as I've gotten older and I've studied this stuff and I've also helped coach people through these type of issues, I realize that you don't know what you don't know. And the more that I'm educating myself about this attachment style, the more I feel very confident that I can move forward in relationships in the future and not struggle with these same issues. So if you are someone that struggle with neediness and clinginess in relationships, then you may have an insecure attachment style like me. Like you may be an anxious preoccupied person. And I have a ton of videos here on the channel that talks about, and I'll include those in the links. Some of them will be at the end of the video. I'll include those links in the description. You may also have that insecure attachment, and it's important for you to heal yourself, right? How I heal myself in particular. And this may not work for everyone, but this is the recipe that I use. I take time to meditate. I journal quite often. And I make sure that when I get myself involved with people that I'm moving at a pace that is comfortable. Because what happens with anxious preoccupied people is once we find that person that we really adore, the person that triggers that inner child in us, or that brings out that inner child in us that wants the attention of what should have been a loving adult, of the person that we're in a relationship with now, we really become uncensored and we lose ourselves, meaning that we want to spend all our time with that person. We can't go a day without texting that person because we feel like if that person is pulling away from us, they're going to abandon us. Our biggest core wound as anxious preoccupied people is fear of abandonment. So this is why I decided to create this channel, because when I first started out on my journey, I didn't have any of this information. I didn't have anyone to go to, and the only people that I was turning to was making me feel even worse about myself. They start calling me, beta male, or someone who is, a mama's boy. And that's true. That's kind of the symptoms that come along with, having an anxious, preoccupied attachment style. But, I didn't really like how the delivery came off. It made me feel shameful. It made me feel like, I was broken. So dedicating this channel to my fellow, anxious preoccupied men and women, this is the reason that I'm here, is to help you guys see the light and help you guys heal yourself to get more secure. Now, I dedicate a lot of hours into this channel, into coaching people, and into studying this information so I can bring it to you guys so you can have it, and I can be that person that'll be your home base when you're trying to heal your insecure attachment and your anxious preoccupiedness in particular. Now, if you are trying to get back with someone that's a dismissive avoidant, if you guys have followed me, dismissive avoidant people are people that don't need that. They're not clingy. They don't need someone to always be there for them. If anything, it repulses them. It pushes them away. So it's almost like this, if you think of a magnet, you have the plus side, you have the negative side. It's not going to attract, it's going to repel. If you turn the plus to plus, minus to minus, it's going to push away. So once a person starts to feel like if we start to feel like a person's leaving us or abandoning us, they're not texting us, maybe dating other people, which is healthy when you're thinking about in the beginning of relationships. It's healthy to date other people. It's healthy to see what options are out there and to see who's going to be the best fit. But we don't do it that way. What we do is we find that person and we say, yep, we're going to cling on right away and we hope they never leave us. But that always turns toxic. All right. So if you guys found this video valuable, go ahead and click this link right here where I talk about anxious attachment healing. And if you want to follow me on my other social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, is I am Coach Court. And I want you guys to always remember, when you go be love, you'll never have to find it. Namaste.